everybody, welcome to another episode of AI Behind the Camera, and this is one that you're going to want to listen to all the way through. We have Phil Petitpont from Moments Lab, and he has developed a platform to streamline your post-production workflow and to find the nuggets within those shots, but also potentially opening up new revenue streams for those who have just copious amounts of video footage from an IP standpoint. So we're gonna start this off. Phil, hello, how are you today?
Hi, Robert. I'm good. How are you?
So tell us, I don't like introducing my guests because they always do a better job of introducing themselves than I ever will. So tell me about yourself and of course the amazing company that you've built. And then tell us why you started this endeavor in AI video.
Great. Yeah, happy to share a bit more about Moments Lab on myself. So first, I was not supposed to be working in the video industry before. I did my studies as a rocket scientist. So yeah, it's totally different mindset. But at school, I created the student TV of the school, and then my passion for video is really coming from this. So I started my career then after in engineering, but more in broadcast engineering, which means like developing product for TV stations so that editors and journalists can work with video faster. And then actually the pain point that gave me the idea to create this company is something that I saw into my previous career. That is, everyone knows this. Editing video is super long. It's long, and the most boring step is probably the longer step, which is logging content, logging your rushes, sorting your rushes. So when I created this company with Fred, who is another engineer, it's also my twin brother, but he's working in AI on big data, we said, okay, we need to find a way to make sure we can edit video faster. And to do this, what we started to develop is an AI that can understand video at scale, way faster than a human. And today, for you and me, to understand 1 hour of video, it will take 1 hour. And that's why it's super long. So when you have 100 hours of rushes, you need to spend 100 hours to log your rushes before you can really start working on the timeline. So we developed a tool that is called a video discovery platform that can analyze massive amount of video and then can directly help the editor to build the video using an agent. So we're working with post-production companies, for instance, that are working on MasterChef, like Bunny J. And what they're looking to achieve is, okay, here's all the amount of hours I have. I want to build a top 10 fish dishes for the next season of MasterChef. That's what we do.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, what's your take on AI? Are you using AI? And there's certainly applications in the creative process, but in the post-production process, that's really what it helps, repeatable processes, right? You have taken it up to, the next level.
Most of our customers, they have a massive amount of video. And either it's rushes and very heavy stuff, and they want to build their show faster. When you're working on a show LOL, for instance, it's like 1,000 of hours per day, and you need to watch everything, and there's golden nuggets inside this hour, this full day of shooting, and there's some very interesting stuff to pick up, but you need to watch it. So the AI is here to really help with the tedious work of being able to analyze and extract. But we also have some customer that have massive amount of IP. Like Bunny J, for instance, they are behind Black Mirror, Peaky Blinders, MasterChef, Survivor. They have several hundred thousand of hours of shows where they want to create new format. They want to create micro drama. They want to turn a MasterChef, a Survivor season into an alternative way of narrative the content. And that's very interesting because the AI can help here to pick up all the good part of a video that can engage with a new audience that never knows the show before, that didn't know the show before.
Let's punt the existing IP for a moment, right? Depending on our workflows as a video production company, we'll either have, like mark the take, good take, or we'll have some type of person take notes, or, even an iPad make notes. So like, what is your AI doing if you don't have that human there to know what's good?
Oh, the question is all about this.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I asked it.
Yeah, so multimodal AI is really the key of it. Multimodal AI is an AI that can understand video, but also audio. And when you have a look at how the human brain is working, it's very similar. When you want to understand a video, you are using your eyes, but also your ears. And a multimodal AI is doing exactly the same. So we are detecting with our AI what's inside the video, detecting the people, the faces, the scene, the kind of shots it is. Is it a close up? Is it a slow motion, for instance? But also the audio, so the dialogue, what's being said, who is speaking. And then we have all the elements required so that an agent can prompt directly these elements to find what's interesting into a video.
All right, awesome. So given the fact that you can take like existing IP and do new shoots, right? Because we've done this manually, previously. We've got clients that we have 3 or 4 or 5 years worth of archive footage, and need to go back, and it's based upon our tagging and how well we tag it, right? But now you use AI, but isn't it always about the prompt?
No, it's two things. And if you're working with a big amount of archive, most of the time today, how do you browse through archive? Well, in big organization, you're taking your phone, you're calling the archivist, and you're saying, "Wow, I need something about the Cincinnati Reds at this time of the year where they are celebrating a victory, for instance." And then you have someone that knows how to search, that is looking through the archive. But the hardest part is how the archive have been described and indexed. And if you take like a 4 years archive, it's probably 10 different people that log the archive when it's logged. Most of the time, it's not logged. And people are not describing the archive the same way.
Yeah, with different mindsets of different, yeah, with different descriptions of what they're going to call that particular scene as well.
Yeah, and with many organizations, the first thing we are starting to is like to analyze how they used to describe their archive. And most of the time, you have two very inconsistent data. Over time, sometimes it's very well described, sometimes there's nothing. So you need to take into account what was used before in terms of description, and try to teach the AI to reuse the word on kind of gimmick what human used to do before and enrich everything. Then the prompting is also important, but the most important thing first is how we are describing the content.
But doesn't the AI do that, or are we still having to describe the content?
Now, the AI is doing two things: describing the content automatically, like a media logger, very similar. And then the AI, you can prompt the AI, and it's more a discovery agent that you can prompt. And the discovery agent is using the metadata that the AI have been describing. This is what we call RAG, Retrieve Augmented Generation. And it's kind of an AI field where we can prompt massive amount of data.
Awesome. I mean, I have a relatively small to mid-sized video production company, and I can see there's so many use cases that I can churn out. Not just from requests from clients, but maybe even opening up new ways to sell their existing video because now we have the access. But what kind of clients are like a really, really good fit for you for this particular platform?
Yeah, so of course, clients that have massive amount of video that have the pain point of not being able to access their video archive, or customer that have, I would say, amount of fresh content and that needs to produce show way faster. So it can be, for instance, we're working with news agencies where for them, archive is what's happening 24 hours after a set or after a coverage. And what they are doing is like gathering a huge amount of video over a day, and they want to find what was important this day. So it's like many feeds and being able to extract highlight from live feeds. One of them. The other kind are studios and post-production companies that want to build show faster or to monetize their already existing archive. Like, or I need a B-roll of a sunset over Manhattan. Instead of recording a new one or buying one on Getty, maybe I can use one I have already. Or maybe someone is asking to me some B-roll that can sell to them. So it's really these three different revenue streams, like being able to repurpose content, to rebuild content, being able to go faster producing content, and being able to resell or license my archive that I have already been like gathering for years and years.
Yeah, exactly. Like again, opening up new revenue streams with your IP that you already have. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So where's the future going? People ask me that all the time. Like, what's going to happen with AI in the next 6 months to 12 months? And my answer is, I don't know, but I guarantee it's going to get better and change. So what is your thoughts about where either your platform is going or the world of video production with AI?
So I like this question because it's like, to me, the answer is not like us having the answer. The answer is based on what the customer is requesting from you. And what we see on the market right now, especially from big studios, is that they want to go big time into micro drama. The micro drama is kind of a new trend from the last few years, where you're kind of building very short episode of a fiction, like 3 minutes. It's from China originally, and they want to turn the already existing IP into a micro drama. So let's say I'm going to take an example. It's not one we are working with. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is a massive IP. It's like I don't know, maybe it has 2 or 3 different shows, maybe 300 or 500 episodes. In The Walking Dead, there's many different characters. And the goal of turning a micro drama, The Walking Dead, into a micro drama, you can give birth of like probably 5 episodes per episode of The Walking Dead. So then you can really create kind of a new franchise based on The Walking Dead, and target a new audience that was not really exposed to The Walking Dead. And it's kind of very easy to do it with AI now, because you can prompt the AI and say, I want to build a specific micro drama just based on one of the character of The Walking Dead. And we see this happening a lot. And what they're looking for is also to do it in 9:16. So it's like reinventing the show for a new way of viewing the show. And we think it's a big trend right now. And AI is helping to do it way faster than we could do it with human operators. It won't be even possible to do it, I think.
That is an amazing use case. I don't think I've ever heard the word microdrama before either. I guess that's like a new word. Have you been hearing that like recently, or is it something you just made up?
No. It's not myself who invented it. Actually, it's a big trend in China in the last 3 years, where in China there's some specific platforms where you can subscribe, where there's some specific micro dramas. And the business model is the following: like I think the 5 first episodes are free, and then you pay per episode, like a few dollars per episode. It's like pay-per-view, and it's a big trend. In the US, it's more like ad served, I would say. So it's an ad-based revenue model, but it's a big trend right now. And the market is expected to reach 50 billion within 27. So it's really definitively a big trend.
That totally debunks the myth out there that AI is going to take all of our jobs, right? In this particular use case, you have AI creating an industry, actually, right? And you still need humans to be able to, ideate the concept of each episode to make it interesting for people to watch it. You still need humans to prompt and to edit. And in our experience in using AI, it's never just one tool. You're using multiple tools. And then in 90% of the cases, we're going to use our own software, right? To like our traditional video production software, to put everything together, and maybe some other accoutrements that we add in that the AI just can't do. So that's pretty amazing. So are there any other thoughts out there in terms of where AI is going besides the microdramas?
Yeah, I think we are a software editor, so we are developing software. And what a big trend we see today is how you roll out all these AI tools. And today it's kind of very complex when you're working with especially creative organization where there's millions of different tools and you need to be on top every time to know what tools you should be using and to assess. And we feel like for, I would say, software vendors like us tomorrow, the goal is really to be able to be even closer than before to the users and to be users ourselves actually. And that's really the key to make sure that all the software we are developing makes sense for the end user. So being able to kind of to bring prototype, to bring early technology, alpha version to users is really a guarantee that it could work. And look, some of our developers, and we are not the only one here, now you can develop a product in a few days. It's so fast. So the key is really to make sure that any vendor can understand how creative operators are working so that we can develop the best tools. And I think being able to have like expert and consultant on users that are connected to vendors is even more important than before.
I think that's going to be a new title in the AI video production future: creative operators. Right? I like that. So
no longer than yesterday, I told my other co-founder, we need creative ops. Exactly this.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that your software is fascinating. And anybody that wants to check it out, go to momentslab.com. That's moment with an S, plural, momentslab.com. And closing it out, Phil, anything else that you want to add about your company, yourself, or anything that you want to say?
Yeah, so what's really rewarding for us is when we develop technology, right? And when we can see what creative people can do using AI and using our technology is really the most rewarding element. And we love to help. We love to build relationship with creators so that we can improve the product all the time. And that's really exciting for us. We love creativity. We love helping people to create what they have in their mind. And that's where we are going right now, helping creative people to achieve their dream.
Awesome. Thank you very much for being on the show. Best of luck with your company. I think it's going to be a huge success because it's just going to help people on the post-production workflow tremendously. And as we've already uncovered, develop new revenue opportunities for these properties. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for another episode of AI Behind the Camera.
Thank you, Robert.